In a world filled with chaos and confusion, in an echo chamber filled with lies and deception, comes a ray of light. Live from Madison, Wisconsin, it's John and Gordy in the morning on 92.7 WMDX.
Oh, man. Oh, boy, am I feeling good today.
Oh, baby.
Woo!
Yeah. Oh, it's Thursday.
Yeah.
Hey. Wow.
This is the big day. This is the big day.
Can't wait.
Oh, this is going to be just one of the best days I'm ever going to have. I know it. I can feel it right away. I just, it's just a feeling that I have. Oh, my gosh, yes.
Wow.
Finally.
What are we going to... What's the big occasion?
The Supreme Court said that the tariffs are a tax, and I cannot wait to talk to our first mega. Anyone out there, a mega calling us up, please, you sucker, you,
okay,
you ass kicking. Look,
okay.
All I can say is that it was a tax. We all knew it was a tax, except for mega, and they allowed themselves to be taxed.
They're in denial.
Yeah.
I
mean, look at what Trump is doing. He's getting even with those countries. He's getting even. He can't do it, but he's getting even with them. But, it's just that they want to get even with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
They want to take it out on everybody, and everybody is lower class than they are. And this is the greatest day ever, knowing now that they've been suckered into this thing, that they're paying taxes, and all of these moments where Trump is bragging about, we've made $1 trillion in tariffs. Woo! The government's just swimming in money. That's our money. That's our tax dollars, you dumbass. Oh, my gosh. Look at you people. What are the megas thinking? Oh, my God. This is the day they wake up. Wake up. I'm done.
Well, good morning.
Wow.
Okay,
Right.
That's it?
Well, I just...
You've just been hearing what the Supreme Court's talking about, and they all seem to be leaning in that
direction.
direction.
Oh, my God, are they?
Yeah.
No, they're determined.
In.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is no question.
No question.
Those tariffs are going away, and I don't even know. This is where I told you I'm going to sit back in my chair. I'm going to get some popcorn, sit in front of the TV set, as he gives back trillions of dollars, and then our debt goes skyrocketing because of what he has done.
Okay,
this is a huge, gigantic mistake you can't afford to make when you're dealing with an entire country. Maybe you can do this to a casino in Atlanta, but not here, not the country. Oh, my gosh. This is just,
okay.
I'm just like ecstatic.
I can tell.
This is my day.
Scrape you off the ceiling here in a second. Good morning, John Peterson.
Oh, yes. Good morning to everybody out there. This is the day we relish. All right.
Happy Thursday, November 6th. Yeah.
I've never seen him so happy
I know.
in my
Good
life.
morning, Dominic.
Wow.
Good morning. Yeah.
I mean, I just can't wait to see this unfurl. This is just one of the greatest moments of my life.
Well, we'll be talking about it all with Jim Santel in our 7 o'clock hour and find out his take on everything.
Really?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
Kind of busting at the seams here. Can you play? I really want to play Trump talking about giving back trillions of dollars. That's
really?
I think cut one, the last cut or the second to last cut. Just look in there.
Okay,
you got it.
Let's see.
You don't see it.
All right. Well, let's pace.
All right. Let's.
Now he's got it.
Oh,
okay.
Now we have it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's listen to Trump.
All right.
We've been successful because of the tariffs. It's given us a great power to negotiate with other countries that took advantage of us. Tremendous power. Also, it's brought in trillions of dollars into our country.
Our taxes.
We have a big case brought by foreign governments because the foreign governments have been ripping us off for years, and it's now in the Supreme Court. That case is really important to win because it's made us a rich country.
Oh.
It's made us a rich country.
With our money.
Because I don't want to call it retribution, but we've been ripped off.
Trying to rebalance.
We've been ripped off for years by by countries and by having presidents that were not smart in a business sense. I'm not saying they were good politicians, but they were stupid businessmen. They allowed the world to rip us off. If we don't, that Supreme Court case is so important. And frankly, this economy, if we win the tariff case, which we should on the legal merits.
Well, what happens?
But on common sense merit, we would have to give back trillions of dollars
to these countries.
What can you imagine? All those deals? We would have to give back trillions and trillions of dollars because we got it because of tariffs.
Oh, my, oh, my.
Okay.
Well, that's going to be fun digging into our pockets, pulling out the lint and stuff and taking out the last $1 trillion pocket change that we had. Oh, my God. You know, I'm just, this is like, you know, Christmas early. Okay, let's go to the phone lines. We've got Matt on the line. Matt, what have you got to say about all of this?
Morning, guys. I am happy as well. I've watched Ma'am Dami's speech several times. It's amazing. Mm-hmm. The whole world has watched this and is celebrating the oncoming collapse of this white nationalist disgrace that is Trump and MAGA. I can't wait to see it implode. But, you know, the MAGA people will never admit to their bigotry, their idiocy, their ignorance.
They're financial they're financially dumb. You know, they just don't get it.
They're illiterate. They know nothing about money. And the evangelical church kind of grooms them to think that the wealthy are better than everyone else and should rule everybody. It's part of their doctrine. But I wanted to ask you guys, though, the reality of the world economy and American economy is that it will never be as good as the 90s. That was the end of growth, technically speaking. AI is a bubble. They're trying to replicate growth artificially. And when you consider that, and if that is the truth, which I believe it is, America will not stay together, I do not think. The white nationalists never wanted America. And my question for you guys is, what is the advantage, in your opinion, to trying to hold this together when you consider the future is not as economically vibrant for the country as a whole? And you consider the violence that will come with that if we do try to stay together.
Violence if we try to stay together. That's interesting. You know, I mentioned this yesterday that everything is kind of flip-flop now. It's kind of in reverse, isn't it? The megas would carry their guns around saying that they want to be ready for a tyrannical government to rebel against it. And suddenly it's flipped. Trump is the tyrannical government, and now it's the liberals or the left that could obviously need to rebel and use those firearms. All right. So that's happened. And then I think, and I don't know how, you know, you got the idea that we might split up and everybody's going to go their separate ways for states. I think that we're going to absorb states and we're going to make statehood D.C. and the Philippines. And we're going to actually Puerto Rico. We're going to get larger. I don't know how they're going to remanufacture the flags, but I was thinking, where are you going to put the 2-3 stars? I have no idea. Anyway,
we'll figure that out.
It's a big problem coming up. But you know, the idea is that they are holding all of this up because they want to get back at the Democrats. They don't want the Democrats to have a majority, so they've been holding up statehood. Isn't it the craziest thing? Yeah. Just so they don't have a permanent majority of the Democrats in the Senate, because every state gets 2 senators. So they will lose the Senate for a long period of time if we adopt new states into the Union. So that's the only reason. It's not because they deserve to be states, you know, that they have citizens in those countries, but or, you know, whatever they call them.
Well, I'm not so worried about a civil war. I mean, that's what we're talking about. I do think there'll be a leader, hopefully, a Democrat that steps up, that gives us hope for the future and brings us all back together again, as hard as that seems now to believe in. But we'll have to, of course, wait and see. But I I don't see it really splitting up.
Yeah, I don't either. I just don't believe that could ever happen. There'll be enough opposition to anyone who tries to do something like that. I think the more likely scenario is possibly some states absorbing parts of other states.
Really? They can merge?
Yeah.
Some
well,
states?
yeah, because some states, parts of California are very red, right? And they want to be absorbed. Or
I've always wondered.
They want to leave California.
I've always wondered about North Dakota, South Dakota. I mean, why?
Yeah, yeah.
You're out in the middle of basically nowhere.
Just say Dakota.
I mean, it's they're both very symmetrical. Yes. They're right next to each other. Why just do one state there?
Just one big flat state.
I worry about those people.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a good question.
It's sure it is. It's 17 minutes past the hour. Would you like to know the weather for today? Would you?
Yes, I would.
WMDX weather.
Okay. All right.
That's nice.
Yeah? Would you like to hear that again?
Could we?
Yeah, sure.
WMDX weather.
Okay.
All right.
It's chilly out there this morning. It's below freezing. It's 29 degrees out there. Yeah.
That's ridiculous. It can't
cloudy.
be 29.
The high today around 56. And we'll see a mix of clouds and some sunshine. Yeah, it's going to be okay. All right. And
well, I like the weather music.
Oh, damn.
That's great stuff.
It is. It's kind of soothing, isn't it?
Well, soothing, but it's like, riveting too.
Yeah. Coming up in about 15 minutes, we'll talk to Tim Slecker. Mm-hmm. Busted educators busting people. Educated educators talking about education. That's what it is. And Jim Santel will join us in our 7 o'clock hour.
Well, that sounds exciting.
Other than the Supreme Court stuff, Sean Duffy, the transportation secretary, the guy who's in charge of all the planes flying around.
Guy from Wisconsin,
Yeah. He's saying that they're going to have to cut back air traffic 10% at 40 different airports. Well, and so that's out there because we can't do it anymore. All the air traffic controllers aren't getting paid.
Well,
they'll get furloughed. Eventually they'll get paid if they stick around. But a lot of them are not coming into work because they have to pay the rent. And they're getting other jobs.
So was it a good idea to take government apart and fire everybody?
I wonder.
I don't know.
It doesn't seem like a good idea now, does it?
See, all comes back to haunt the administration now. They can't get anything done. Everything is falling apart around them, especially if there's just a little stress on the system. Mm-hmm. Because of the government shutdown and aviation, they have to keep up their employees and pay them. And air traffic controllers, we had a shortage originally, and then they fired a bunch of them. God, they just, this is truly an amazing thing to watch.
It is. All right.
I'm gonna come down a little bit.
Okay. Because, you got a lot of sugar running through you. You got those
I got that donut.
Superpowered donuts, and I think
it was donut day yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Ton Elbow brought them in.
Oh boy. Well, we can blame him. 19 minutes past the hour. Just getting going on a Thursday. It's John and Gordy in the morning. WMDX.
With lakes on both sides.
Hearing loss is frustrating. If you're not sure what others are saying in conversations because of loud background noise, why not call Madison Hearing Aid Center? 608-249-4077 is their number. They offer fast and flexible appointments. Talk to Jim or Sarah. They're helping people change their lives with better hearing. Get a free hearing test online at MadisonHearingAidCenter.com. That's MadisonHearingAidCenter.com. 4706 Cottage Grove Road in Madison. Tell them John and Gordy sent you.
There was a time when barbecue was perfect. A strong, reliable flavor that could be counted on. But then big manufacturers decided that barbecue needed to be zesty or spicy or sweeter or whatever. If you miss the good old days of great tasting barbecue, we'd like to introduce you to Grandpa's Barbecue. made in small batches from Grandpa's original recipe. Buy yours online today at grandpasbarbecueshop.com.
The Communist Control Act of 1954, it's pertinent to the fight we're in. It's a tool that needs to be utilized, and they need to support the president in obtaining that objective.
Is Joe Gigante right? Does a U.S. law ban the Communist Party? Yes. The 1954 Communist Control Act bans the Communist Party, labeling it a conspiracy to overthrow the U.S. government. Though rarely enforced and mostly repealed, it remains law. Harvard law professor Mark Tushnet said it could still be applied. In June, Republicans urged President Donald Trump to use it against New York City mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani, a Democratic socialist. I'm Trisha Young for Wisconsin Watch. Fact Briefs are bite-sized fact checks of trending claims produced by Wisconsin Watch and GigaFact. Read more at wisconsinwatch.org.
Small businesses are the heart of America. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Find a mentor today at score.org.
You're the
John and Gordy are waiting for you to call. Lines are open so you can call right now. 608-879-8255. John and Gordy are waiting to hear from you.
I've been singing that song all day long.
608-879-8255.
WMDX. It is John and Gordy in the morning. The Dom has the controls, and we're having one heck of a time this morning because the Supreme Court looks like they're going to overturn the power of the president who thinks he can put tariffs in place all over the damn world. Here's the story. Trump wrote, South Korea has agreed to pay the U.S. $350 billion for a lowering of the tariff that they have to pay.
Oh, okay.
Well,
really? Okay.
Boom, right out the window.
Oh.
And I never liked this idea of forcing countries to pay money into our country.
Yes.
I'm just really uncomfortable with that. You know? I mean, if they want to invest in this country, fine. If they don't, great, whatever. But this, forcing countries to pay dollars into our country, billions of $350 billion, to do what? Just so they get a lower tariff? This is strong man. This is mobster
extortion
stuff. So I don't know. Why? How is this possible? Well, it won't be any longer. The Supreme Court, I think, will probably make a pretty quick decision on this thing.
Well, we've got a couple of comments here. One from, let's see, Mr. Blues Wolf says the tariffs disrupted markets for several key industries. There was a major structural shift in global trade, proving difficult to reverse now.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
I mean, he's been putting all this stuff in place for 8 or 9 months.
Exactly.
And now everybody's going that direction and trying to figure out what to do. And now we're going to go back the other direction. It's going to be very tough. Okay.
Yeah, I think Mark has a good point here. Yeah. Hey, Trump, you'd be giving the money back to the people who paid the tax, which you called a tariff.
Right.
The American people get it back.
Yes.
Foreign governments, no. They don't pay the tax.
They don't.
And we've been,
right.
It just goes without saying. I guess. Let the megas go to the country they admire, Russia.
Well, if they could get a ticket to Russia from the airports, the airport lines are backing up every day.
Yeah,
apparently. So
yeah, this is crazy.
That's going to be a problem.
You can imagine these guys, hearing about the Supreme Court arguments. Mm-hmm. Knowing that the tariffs will all be rejected and turned away,
right?
Knowing that, and they're told by the conservative justices that the tariffs are a tax on the American people. Yeah. And they'll have to realize that they've been paying a tax all along on everything they buy. And Trump is out there bragging about how much money these taxes, these unrepresentative taxes, are flowing into the government from you and me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're living it up at Mar-a-Lago and, having parties, Halloween parties.
It's
and,
just amazing.
Money's flowing through.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the government's still shut down. SNAP benefits apparently have not been delivered yet, even though they said they do maybe half of them for November, but there's been no word if that's actually happening.
And then, of course, Trump's saying that he's going to defy the court order.
Yeah.
Right? But they're still going to at least provide half of the SNAP program.
Well, maybe they got a wake-up call with the elections and the results. I doubt it.
No. You hear Mike Johnson talk about it. What a piece of work this guy.
Get the button ready.
Well, I read the story where he said, well, after the election, you'll know the Democrats are going to come running back saying we got to open up the government because apparently not everybody's buying into their argument to shut the government down. Well, how about that? Turned out just the opposite, didn't Mike? Now Mike is saying that, these are typically blue areas anyway, so we didn't expect anything different.
Right. Yeah, and Trump wasn't on the ballot.
What? Oh, God.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Go with that. Hey, John, we want to mention that the Dane County Humane Society has a special pet food drive. It started up yesterday. It's going through tomorrow. They're in need of pet food. So if you would like to help out, you can go there today to their main location from 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. at the barn at Dane County Humane Society. That's at 5132 Voges Road there. So help out those pets and make a donation.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds like a good thing to do.
Absolutely.
Everybody's running out of food.
Well, and that includes, the pets.
This is late-stage capitalism, folks. This is what it does to you. Enjoy.
Okay. We'll ride it out.
The free market.
Yeah. Ride it out.
Yeah. Well, the House Republicans are saying that the GOP lost big on Tuesday because its voters are just happy with the way things are now. They didn't have to go out and vote. They stayed home.
Okay.
That's why. That's why the Democrats, plowed through and won all the elections.
Mm-hmm. Did well in Virginia and New Jersey and New York. Yeah.
They're happy with what's happening.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why they lost.
Straight ahead, we've got the Midwest Food and Farm Report with Pam Yankee and her crew there. And then when we come back, we'll talk to Tim Slecker from Busted Pencils.
For I'd really like to stay. It's a lovely day today, and whatever you've got to do, I'd be so happy to be doing it with you. But if you've got something that must be done, and it can only be done by one, there is nothing more to say, except it's a lovely day for saying it's a lovely day. Except it's a lovely day for saying it's a lovely day.
Off before the opening bell on a Thursday morning. Quick look at what's happening in agribusiness news. Travis Tranel chairs the Assembly Agriculture Committee. He said one of the items they're looking at is the right to repair. The way they look at it, it would require implement dealers to replace or refund defective farm equipment. He explains.
People are generally familiar with Wisconsin's lemon law when it comes to vehicles. And essentially what this piece of legislation would do, if you purchase a piece of farm equipment in Wisconsin, it doesn't work quite right. If you try to repair that piece of equipment a couple times. They can't get it to work. They either have to replace the piece of equipment or give you your money back. To me, this equipment is getting to be so expensive. I think this is common sense legislation, and I hope we can get it passed.
Travis Tranel, chair of the Assembly Agriculture Committee. Aside from the right to repair bill, they're also taking a look at language that would basically restrict foreign adversary nations from owning or holding an interest in Wisconsin farmland, both under development. How are the markets developing on a Thursday morning? I've got that answer next.
As the weather changes, it can start to impact feed quality. Don't let your cows become the victims of the ration roller coaster. Adding Generator Elite to your herd's ration can introduce beneficial microbials that support gut health and help the herd navigate the highs and lows of feed quality, all while using less than an ounce per day per cow. Learn more about Generator Elite at bio-vet.com.
Innovation, that's BioVet.
From sugar beet fields to dairy facilities, producers count on an operating line of credit from Ag Country Farm Credit Services to help make their operations more profitable. With multi-year commitment options, digital tools and remote deposit, and the ability to only borrow what you need when you need it, our operating line of credit makes financing your needs easier. Visit agcountry.com/line of credit or call 800-450-9858 to learn more. Terms apply. See website for details.
Quiet on the barrel and block cheese prices yesterday, both unchanged. Butter dropped another 2 3/4 cents to $1.47 1/4 per pound. As we get started on a Thursday morning, the December Class 3 milk that goes into cheese is up 17.09. January's up 15, closed at 16.60. Currently, December corn is down 2 at 4.33. The January soybeans are down a dime at 5.24. Currently, July wheat's down 3 at 5.82 a bushel. Just a quick snapshot on where the numbers stand right now on a Thursday morning. Of course, we'll keep you posted on details all day long at MidwestFarmReport.com. I'm PM Yankee.
Real news, great conversation, right to your inbox. Subscribe to the WMDX newsletter and never miss the stories right here in Madison. WMDXradio.com.
It is going to be partly to mostly cloudy today with a high right around 55 this afternoon. Tonight, a few off and on showers possible with a low in the mid-40s. Tomorrow, sunshine with a high right around 60. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Right now, it's 27.
I'm Rick Smith, host of The Rick Smith Show. If you're looking for honest talk, real stories, and straight-up news that matters to you, tune in to The Rick Smith Show. We're digging into the issues that affect your job, your family, your future. Join me weeknights at 9 on the Civic Media Radio Network, because your voice deserves to be heard. That's The Rick Smith Show, heard weeknights at 9 right here on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Hey there, Wisconsin. Tom Hartman here. Democracy is not a spectator sport, so join me each and every weekday right here on Civic Media for the Tom Hartman program from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Covering the news of the day and sharing ways for you to get off the sidelines and get active in your community, because change starts with you. Get involved and tune in to the Tom Hartman program Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on your local Civic Media radio station.
Pete Schwaba. On the next Nightlight, I welcome Appleton-based comedian Trevor Klumpner, who makes the popcorn pick of the week. Then Milwaukee film critic Matt Miller joins me to talk movies. Let's light it.
As the 21st century began, human evolution was at a turning point. Intelligence continued to decline until humanity was incapable of solving even its most basic problems.
The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
No! You dense, irritating miniature beast of burden!
Idiocracy.
For the smartest guy in the world, you're pretty dumb sometimes.
All the time and every time.
Good morning.
All right.
It is Thursday, November 6th. John Peterson, Gordy Young, 92.7 WMDX, 635.
Where's Tim?
Do we not have Tim Slecker this
question.
morning?
Yeah, I'm going to contact him. Let him
Maybe
know
he's
up.
having some technical difficulties.
Could be.
Not sure.
Maybe he's sick too.
Yeah, Dom's really under the weather. He really shouldn't be here this morning. He's walking around.
You're confined to your room, buddy.
You look very pale.
They're not letting me into the studio, guys. So
I think you're feverish.
Stay away.
Yeah. Somehow I messed up this morning.
Thing with you?
Well, I forgot my cell phone this morning. It's happened.
You're a little discombobulated.
I am. I forgot to take my early morning meds. So I'm walking around like a zombie. I got a new TV.
Yes, you're
a ginormous TV. Thanks to you, John Peterson.
That's right.
Yeah, you donated
a 75-inch TV screen in your living room now.
It's enormous. I had that thing on.
Yeah,
I think it's mesmerized me a little bit. I've got all these waves of going through my brain cells. Just enormous. Radiation probably coming off of the TV.
Now you know why when you see these people buying these big screen TVs out at the store and they're hauling them out to their cars.
Yeah,
it's because they're addicted. They're addicted to the big screen TV. They have to have it in front of them.
So I was kind of I guess
pretty cool though, isn't it? You have
very cool
a Roku player now.
Yes, I do.
Everything is all hooked up
all
and ready
set
to go.
Up. Yeah, it's really cool. But I had it on all last night. And
here's the thing:
this morning
I didn't want to tell you.
Walking around in a daze.
I didn't want to tell you this, but as we were watching your little tiny TV set in your living room,
not that tiny.
I was thinking to myself, this isn't even 1080p. I mean, it was not real clear. So I think this big TV is going to be a lot clearer for you.
Yeah. You didn't need it anymore because you have a warehouse full of TVs. So all this electronic equipment.
Through TVs, I don't know what it is.
Hauling that thing out of your basement, going up those steps backward. Oh, man.
Those old TVs are pretty heavy.
Heavy. Oh, man.
But
it's great.
Yeah,
it's terrific.
I think it'll look good in your living room.
I'm a little dazed. Okay.
You almost had it as part of your car. There wasn't anybody around to haul it out of his car.
Well, lucky an old neighbor who was moving out saw the dilemma that I was in, and he goes, "Oh, you need a little help?" And I said, "Yeah."
Yeah, and he was the size of Paul Bunyan, so it helped.
Yes, it was perfect. Yeah.
You asked me, and I unfortunately totally ignored you, and I'm sorry about that, Gordy.
Well, you were in meetings.
I was.
You have a lot of meetings to go to, so. That's understandable.
Well, welcome to the 21st century, Gordy.
The
monitors he had, I don't know, they were pretty blurry. And I thought, well, okay.
Well, thank you for the donation.
Yeah.
But your sons are each have, you got a son living downstairs and a son living upstairs. How many TVs do they have? Well, you got TVs all over the house.
When they got their apartments, I bought them each an OLED TV.
Okay.
Yeah, so an LG OLEDs. They have, nice. I think they have 50-inch TVs, and each one of them enjoys the perfect picture. It never goes wrong.
Well, now that I got this new big TV, you going to come over to my place more often now?
Oh, all the time now. Are you kidding? Look, your TV is bigger than mine. I got to come over and watch TV now.
Lies,
okay.
All right, you discovered.
All right. It is 6:39. Let's check the weather.
WMDX weather with Gordy Young.
All right. It's starting out cloudy this morning, 29 degrees, and some of those clouds are already clearing. High today around 56. All right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's cold this morning, 29.
All right, let's get to something I thought a little lesson here on fascism, okay?
Okay.
Weird, twisted lies about fascism have a very strong hold on the MAGA community. So much so that the administration could actually declare that those who are fighting against fascism are the terrorists. Well, they're waking up this morning knowing now that the tariffs are actually a tax on them. And this might make their day, right? Now they'll find out that fascism is not so good. MAGAs have been told, and now they think that socialism is fascism. If you can, you can wrap your head around that concept at all.
Okay.
Now, here is a ridiculous right-wing media host equating immigration to fascism. You have to listen to it. It's unbelievable. Let's check it out. This is cut 15. All right, let's listen.
We do not want to do anything to encourage more illegal immigration into this country.
We simply cannot allow people to pour into the United States undetected, undocumented, and circumventing the line of people who are waiting patiently, diligently, and lawfully to become immigrants in this country.
Have you heard so much fascism in one slick soundbite?
What?
I didn't know Obama was a fascist until I saw that today.
What's fascist?
Obama. Fascist. Now ICE officers are the Gestapo, immigration facilities are concentration camps. Trump is Hitler. That's how it is now.
Okay, now, did you get that? You know, immigration is fascism. He played a couple of cuts, you know, Hillary and Obama, you know, saying that you have to get in line. You know, illegal immigration is a bad thing. We get it. They thought that. Everybody thinks that. You know, we want everybody to come in the right way. But at the same time, we're not updating the immigration policy, and we have to do that in order to accommodate a lot of the workforce that we have in this country. That we really do need these immigrants to come in here, work, earn their citizenship, right? Yeah. Anyway, that guy, I don't know where he came up with that, but immigration is fascism. All right. So anyway, let's get a little lesson here. Fascism originated in Italy with Benito Mussolini in 1919. All right. Mussolini's black shirt parliamentarians used violence and intimidation to suppress political opponents, particularly socialists and communists. See, they went after the socialists and the communists. Okay?
Right.
So, you know, Mamdani is a democratic socialist, and these fascists are against socialists. All right. Hitler came up with the National Socialist German Workers' Party, but he liked Mussolini's way of governing better, and that was the rise of Nazism in Germany. So they hated socialism. Listen to this. Both Nazi and fascist movements were anti-communist, anti-socialist. Okay? Can that just go through your head, stay in your head, just keep it there, remember it, please. Okay. Work back with this. The power came from appealing to industrialists, landowners, and middle class who feared communists. The Nazi Party, once in power, crushed labor unions, privatized industries, which, by the way, that's what Trump is doing, buying parts of companies, and formulated its ideology to destroy those on the left. So I don't know. Come on, folks. You know, and I'm talking to the MAGA specifically. We are not fascists. We are not the fascists. The fascists are against the left. Okay? And if we try to fight fascism, which is anti-fascism, which is Antifa, please stop making it sound like we're the terrorists for an entire administration. And they're supposed to be in charge. They're actually convincing you that we're the terrorists, the left, and they're the ones that are doing the best job possible being fascists. All right, there we go.
We got a text here from Matt in Middleton who says, let's not forget that Hitler was inspired by the Jim Crow South. America has always had a Nazi problem. Interesting, Matt.
Well, the Nazis, of course, are supporting Trump.
Yeah. So there you have it.
Yeah. God. Well, you know, Todd, do not bring any more donuts in. I don't care if it's I don't care if it's National Donut Day or not.
Well, what's the problem?
My mouth is watering. I'm having a hard time going through this. I can't articulate real well.
So you're blaming him?
I'm blaming Todd. Those damn
you didn't
donuts.
You didn't have to take the donut. You could have left the donut on the counter in the kitchen.
Well, you know, I walk around here and I starve myself at the station. Okay, this is the only place I can't snack all the time. I do it at home all the time.
Right.
So I'm here and I'm not going to eat a damn thing. But then all of a sudden everybody's bringing in donuts and I'm breaking my diet. You know, and I got to put more steps in now.
Well, stay away from the kitchen area because they have, they supply some snacks here for everybody. It's the only radio station I've ever worked at where they supply food.
Yeah.
I've never worked at any station.
Big thumbs up.
Look in the cabinets. There's all kinds of snacks.
Yeah, you can get popcorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great stuff. All right, now let's get to Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yeah, let's get to. She was on The View. Wasn't that wild?
That's crazy.
That was crazy stuff, and a lot of people were talking about it. I do have a clip here. Let's play this clip. It's where she's being grilled in regards to Mike Johnson. Let's listen. This is cut 16. Cut 16. Let's listen.
All right, here we go.
You. And I watched you on Bill Maher, and I think you've been extremely eloquent in this shutdown in talking about the issue of Obamacare subsidies. I'm a Republican, too. We don't agree on everything, but we both agree we have to extend these subsidies at least for a year because you just can't pull the rug out from under people who are going to see their premiums skyrocket. You talked about your own family, how you'd be impacted, but I imagine many of the 700,000 constituents you represent. So what are you hearing from your constituents on this issue, and how do you see this shutdown ending?
My phone in my office, my district office in Washington, is ringing off the hook every single day. People are beyond outraged and they're terrified, but this has been going on for a long time. Yeah. Democrats voted for the ACA in 2010. It went into effect in 2014. That was the year that we saw our health insurance policy for a family of 5 go from $800 a month to $2,400 a month. And I'll say this, we also watch health insurance companies drop out of the market, and healthcare costs have risen and risen and risen and risen. But I'm going to pick on Republicans. Republicans never fixed it. And then the ACA tax credits were passed in 2021, and there was a sunset date of the end of this year, and Republicans never made a plan for that. And I have been I yelled at Mike Johnson last week on our GOP conference call. By the way, I'm missing the call today. It's going on right now. And I hope that Mike Johnson is finally giving a single health care policy because the country deserves it, and it shouldn't be a secret. And I shouldn't have to go into a skiff to go find our Republican health insurance plan.
Maybe there is no plan.
You know what? You want to know something?
What?
That, I believe, is the truth. There's a lot of ideas, there's a lot of bills, but there's no consensus.
Yeah.
And I think that's a failure.
Yeah, it is a big failure.
Wow,
all right.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah, you would have thought that would have been a headline somewhere along the way, but she admitted that they don't have a plan. They have a big stack of plans, but they don't have any specific plan.
All right, we've got some phone calls coming in. We'll get to those right after this. It's John and Gordy on a Thursday morning, WMDX. Stay right here with us.
To 92.7 WMDX, Madison's home for the Maggie Dawn Show, Monday through Friday from 4 to 6 p.m.
At Burlow Mattress, Black Friday is going on all month long. Get a free adjustable base upgrade with a mattress set purchase. Every mattress we make is factory direct and custom made locally just for you, which means we're passing on hundreds, even thousands of dollars in savings to you all month long. Plus, your Burlow mattress is backed by our lifetime comfort guarantee. You won't find a better Black Friday deal or a higher quality mattress anywhere else for less. A lot less. American made, locally crafted. Burlow.
This is Chad Spate. Are you thinking about improving your home? At Chad's Design Build, we're proud to offer remodeling done well with love. And our commitments to you and your home convey that love and spell our name. The Chad's experience is structured to provide excellent communication, honesty, accuracy, detailed proposals, and satisfied customers. We're also committed to making your home comfortable, healthy, attractive, durable, and sustainable. If you want a quality remodel and a quality remodeling experience, go to chadsdesignbuild.com to learn more.
Orange construction barrels, unpredictable weather, and the most passionate people you'll ever meet. Madison isn't perfect. It's better than perfect. It's real. It's ours. And it's home. 92.7 WMDX. Celebrating the beautiful chaos of life in America's most interesting small, big city. When you know, you know. WMDX.
It's the Eco Minute, powered by Clean Wisconsin, your environmental voice since 1970. I'm Amy Barrio. Water use from AI data centers in Wisconsin could be far higher than tech companies claim. That's according to a new analysis from Clean Wisconsin. Turns out all that energy AI data centers need has a big impact on water use in our state. When water use at power plants is accounted for, one AI data center could use more water than a major Wisconsin city. That's even if water recycling technology is used at the data center site itself. The EPA is backing off plans to kill the popular Energy Star program. The initiative that helps consumers find energy-efficient appliances and home upgrades saves Americans about $40 billion each year in energy costs. Earlier this year, the Trump administration announced it would eliminate Energy Star, but now says it has not made a final decision. For a deep dive into Wisconsin's most pressing environmental issues, check out my Defender podcast at cleanwisconsin.org or wherever you get your podcasts.
Looking to strengthen the bond with your pup? Dane County Humane Society offers a variety of dog training classes led by certified trainers. Classes are designed to help you and your furry friend learn new skills, improve behavior, and deepen your connection. Whether your dog is a curious puppy, an independent teenager, or a lifelong learner, DCHS has the tools and expertise to help you set the stage for a successful year ahead. Visit giveshelter.org/dog training to register today.
Welcome to the age of stupid. Stupid. Welcome to the age of stupid.
WMDX 92.7. It's John and Gordy in the morning.
It is 6:53. Seeing some sunshine this morning. Some early morning clouds over State Street. Downtown Madison looking pretty good, but it's chilly out there. 29 degrees currently. Highs in the mid-50s today.
I've got, coming up in just a few moments, the secretive organization called the Stonebridge Network, and it's a bunch of oligarchs who are going to take over our country. So stay tuned for that.
Oh, man.
Right now, let's go to the phone lines. Dick, what do you got for us today?
Good morning.
Did Marjorie Taylor Greene bump her head? That's not the same woman.
Yeah, I know.
And the world's upside down, guys, because now, let's see, the Republicans are talking, they're saying that the reason they took such a bath wasn't on the ticket. I would just like to say to them, had he been on the ticket, he would have taken a worse bath, and if he would have been on the ticket, he would have got pummeled as well a year later from last year. That's what I personally think. And then they got something historical they put in his office. The sign Harry Truman used to have, the buck stops here.
Yeah.
Only it changed it for him. It says the only buck that stops here are the ones that I put in my pocket illegally.
Good one.
Yeah.
I do like that. That should be in gold. All right, Dick, thank you. Let's go to Mark. Mark, what do you got?
Yeah, good morning, guys. I wonder how many billions of dollars we lost because crops rotted in the fields because the labor is not there anymore.
Yeah.
Now, are all these Afrikaners that Trump wants to bring in, are they going to be the ones picking on crops for us? Because that's, they'll be immigrants as well, and that's, that typically, what immigrants are expected to do. And they say, well, we're not breeding enough people in this country, that what we're supposed to, the women are supposed to start producing labor to be our agricultural.
For the oligarchs, we had, get those white South Africans in here and get them out in the fields.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah,
That'll happen.
I don't know that 7,500 a year is going to be enough to handle the labor shortage that we have here. I mean, we had when immigrants came across the border, they came here, picked their crops, and they went back home. And maybe the solution is actually open up more border stations to let these people in legally into this country. Have the people that are here have not committed any crimes are in this country, even though they came in here illegally. Have them undocumented. Have them a way to achieve documentation so they can get on the path to what most of our European ancestors that came here came over for economic reasons and escaping poverty, or they were considered the undesirables because of their various religious beliefs when they were forced out of Europe. All these right-wingers that are complaining about this now, I wonder what brought their ancestors to come to this country. Were they, criminals escaping justice? I mean, that we don't know. I mean, but they talk now like, that they're the God's chosen people. Well, it's my understanding from what I understand of the New Testament, we are all now God's chosen people.
Yeah. That's right. And I think, immigration reform is something that we've been trying to put in place for a long, long time, but the Republicans have been resisting it. Their excuse was always secure the border first before we talk about immigration reform. Yeah. But it really is a hand-in-hand thing. I mean, you just can't do one and not the other. Mm-hmm. And I think that is one great pathway to citizenship, is to come in and work. Right? Mm-hmm. And the other way, of course, is to stand in line and apply for it for
Mark,
whatever reason.
Mark, thanks for that call. We've got a text here from Lynn in Golden Valley saying, regarding tariffs, pointless to say American people get a refund. Do you expect Walmart to cut you a check? More likely, there will be some sales and some token price drops than record earnings for most retailers.
Yeah.
Just before Christmas time.
I know. And Scott, of course, says still going to love how she digs. That's Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah.
Digs in after the ACA passed. Her plan went up. And, the thing here, with what she is saying about all of this is that that there is a problem with the ACA. And I admitted it. We had CJ on the other day, and I admitted, yes, the costs are definitely skyrocketing. But that's why we're spending so much money, taxpayer dollars, on supporting the ACA, tax credits, all of this, and Medicare and Medicaid. Why not just go to a universal system, make it very easy? A lot of money will be saved. All of us pay a lot less out of our paychecks. We adjust our income level and our lifestyle based on how much money is taken out in taxes and so on and so forth. Let's go to the phones right now with Joe. Joe, what do you got?
You're talking sense, young man. Stop it. You're talking
sense. Sorry.
We don't like that. It makes us nervous. We just play politics. Just bouncing off what Mark was saying about immigrants. We had a bill that was all set to go through. Yep. Both sides had agreed to it under Biden to change immigration, and Trump didn't want it. He told his Republican pals, "Get rid of it. I want to run on immigration." So here we are. I would throw into the mix this fact that I just think gets completely obliterated in these discussions. We already have on the books, and have had since Reagan was president, laws that say that employers who knowingly hire illegals are subject to not just fines but prison time.
Yes,
they're subject. It's on the books now. All we have to do is enforce it. And I'll tell you, if you started bringing in the car wash owner, the roofer into, and said you're looking at prison time for hiring illegals, it would change. Things would change. There'd be a bill coming through like a freight train, and they would figure it out.
Right.
But the way it exists now is that you can kick the immigrants to the corner, and then they come back. But if you put the people who hire them in prison, things would change.
Absolutely. Then they'd have to have immigration reform.
Good point. Thank you,
All right.
Joe.
Thanks, Joe. Great
Appreciate
idea.
It is 6:59. We've got news, weather, sports straight ahead, and when we come back, we'll get into the big stories of the day.
That's a secretive organization that wants to take over.
Yes, and Jim Santel also in our 7 o'clock hour. It's all coming up on John and Gordy for Thursday, WMDX.
Is 92.7 WMDX Columbus, Madison's home for real news and great conversation. A civic media station.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Get ready for a big mess at the nation's airports this weekend now that the FAA plans to cut the number of flights at about 40 airports because of air traffic control shortages caused by the government shutdown. ABC's Rachel Scott with more.
ABC News obtaining the list of the 40 airports that will be impacted. From the nation's busiest airport, Atlanta, Hartsfield, Jackson, to LAX, Dallas, JFK, Miami, Detroit, and DCA here in Washington. Air traffic controllers have been forced to work without pay during the government shutdown, leading to staffing shortages, delays, and ground stops.
The government shutdown has now hit day 37, and as of now, there are no signs of a congressional breakthrough on ending it. At the Supreme Court on Wednesday, even some conservative justices seem skeptical about President Trump's ability to use emergency powers to pass sweeping tariffs, although they did admit reversing the move and refunding the money already brought in would be a mess. This is ABC News.
Don't miss the stories that impact your life. Catch the WMDX News Roundup in podcast form. Go to WMDXradio.com to subscribe. For 92.7 WMDX News, I'm Savannah Tomei Olson. Continuing our reporting on data centers, residents in Dane and Rock counties are pushing back against proposals in their communities. In DeForest, QTS is now asking the municipality to annex double the originally proposed amount of land from the town of Vienna. Their data center would cost about $3 billion, at least according to the original proposal, which included about 600 acres of property. Now, QTS is asking DeForest to annex more than 1,100 acres from Vienna. Company leaders say the project would employ hundreds of people and add millions on millions to the local economy. They also say they would set up a $50 million fund that would benefit organizations like Madison Area Technical College. Groups that advocate against data centers say they're harmful to the environment and fundamentally change their communities. Tammy Mitchell lives in DeForest. She spoke at the village board meeting Tuesday night.
I urge you to prioritize the long-term overall well-being of our community over short-term promises of economic incentives. I hope your decisions reflect our shared concern that DeForest grows in a way that reflects our values, protects our environment, preserves the beauty of our community, and ensures our quality of life.
Meanwhile, in Janesville, city officials are talking about the potential for a data center at the site of the old GM plant. According to city manager Kevin Lehner, if the project is approved, it could bring in up to $1 billion in tax revenue. But even he is not fully sold.
There are lots of things that people are concerned about, and rightly so. I mean, I have to tell you, I am too. At my core value, I am an environmentalist. And so I am as skeptical as many of you are.
Both of these plans in DeForest and in Janesville are just proposals and have to go through an approval process. I'm Savannah Tomei Olson, 92.7 WMDX News.
The Bucks get ready for the Bulls. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The Milwaukee Bucks host the Chicago Bulls tomorrow night in their first game for the NBA Cup tournament. The Bucks announced that guard Kevin Porter Jr. underwent knee surgery for an injury he suffered in practice last week. He's expected to be out for at least a month. College basketball, Marquette beat Southern University. Final score 100-82. The Badgers are at home tomorrow night against Northern Illinois. NFL, Packers back at work, and now that Tucker Kraft is out for the season, Luke Musgrave will be the number one tight end.
Yeah, it sucks. We know what kind of energy Tucker brings, and it's tough seeing him go down.
Some games, the ball might only come to you, once or twice.
I'm just focused on, again, just doing my assignment, doing my job, just trying to do everything I can do to help the team win. So whatever that might be, I'm game for.
That's Luke Musgrave with Sports. I'm Mike Clemens.
Local news, real voices, and conversations that count. That's Madison. And that's 92.7 WMDX.
It is going to be partly to mostly cloudy today with a high right around 55 this afternoon. Tonight, a few off and on showers possible with a low in the mid-40s. Tomorrow, sunshine with a high right around 60. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Right now, it's 27.
The Todd Albaugh Show.
Pat, we've seen this explosion of data centers. How we manage this, the genie's out of the bottle, is going to be really important.
I'm not saying there can't be data centers because we're going to need data. We're going to use AI for whatever purposes, probably just to learn how to play poker better, but I hope cure cancer. But just ask all the questions and don't believe all the hype. Get whatever you can in terms of promises and regulations. Don't let it own you.
The Todd Albaugh Show, weekdays 2 to 4 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app.
This is Robert Pilot of Native Roots Radio.
On our show, we share stories from Turtle Island highlighting the people and issues shaping our communities. From protecting water to treaty rights and preserving languages and traditions, we cover it all. Hear voices like Arvina Martin of Emerge, Wisconsin, Dr. Stately, Robert Lilligren, and more. Because Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues.
Native Roots Radio, weeknights at 8 on your local civic media radio station.
Todd Albaugh.
The University of Wisconsin system has new plans in the works that could affect all of us across the state. We'll talk about it along with Dan Schaefer of the Recombobulation area.
John and Gordy on the radio. 92.7 is the place to go. It's John and Gordy, John and Gordy, John and Gordy, John and Gordy. In the morning, in the morning, in the morning, in the morning. It's John and Gordy, John and Gordy, John and Gordy, John and Gordy. At the break of dawn, get your coffee on. John and Gordy on the radio. 92.7 is the place to go.
Yes, indeed, and beautiful morning, actually. It's going to be pretty much the same as it was yesterday, weather-wise.
Yes, good Thursday morning to you. Coming up in about a half hour, we'll check in with Jim Santel, former U.S. attorney, find out his take on the Supreme Court discussions on the tariffs. All that's coming up in just a moment, but first, it's time for weather.
Madison, Wisconsin weather. WMDX.
Okay. John and Gordy singers there. 29 degrees this morning. High today in the mid-50s with a mix of sunshine and some clouds. Looking good downtown right now.
Yep.
Seeing some sunshine to start the day. John Peterson, Gordy Young, and Dominic Lee with you in the producer booth. Dom, how are you this morning? You're sick, aren't you? You're a little under the weather.
A little under the weather, but you know that's not going to make me want to quit this show. This is too important.
Really?
It is.
Oh, that's good.
It is. Yes.
Thanks for hanging in
know
there.
That you're not going to quit. I just want to pick up on something that Savannah Tomeo Olson was talking about, the data centers.
Right.
One of the things about the data centers is it's going to cost a lot for energy and pumping energy into those data centers, and it could raise the cost of energy costs for the communities that house these data centers. And I think that somewhere along the way, they always offer tax incentives for these companies to come in and do their thing.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No way.
Why?
No, they pay for all the energy costs. They do not get the tax incentives for any of that stuff. The costs come down for the people in that community who still have to pay electricity, pay for electricity. This is how it should be, and I know that it could create jobs in the area. Great, fantastic, but you pay for the energy costs, and plus those energy data centers are probably going to displace a lot of workers. So,
we got a couple of calls. Let's go to Catherine here this morning. Good morning, Catherine.
Well, I totally agree with you on the data centers. I'm concerned. Don't you see the dystopian future of nothing but flat and then high rises and a dark sky and it's raining all the time? I know I'm thinking of a movie, but data centers, man. And if it's raising prices,
it's impossible to imagine that they would let that happen. Again, I know there's tax incentives with all of these projects, bringing new companies in that are going to employ a lot of people, but you really have to somehow rein this in. We can't do this. We can't do it.
Figure it out first.
Yeah.
You got to figure it out first. Plan ahead a little bit. But data, that's a thing. That's what we're all made of now. But here's the thing I wanted to say. I don't know if I'm going to articulate this well, but I did my ancestry. This is about immigration, okay?
Yeah.
I did my ancestry. My father's parents were both British, period. They immigrated here. My father's parents immigrated here. And they did it, by the way, with a little help from the federales, because my grandfather was in the Air Corps and part of the original Army Air Corps, right? So they wanted him, and they gave him a false birth certificate, made it sound like he was born in Connecticut. Kid you not. Beyond that, I asked my dad one day, I said, in our ancestry, did you know what your dad's dad, your grandfather did? And I know the answer because I did the ancestry. So he said, not much, because he was a servant to the queen or to the, to royalty.
Sure.
He was a
Aristocracy,
manservant. He
sure.
was he was a, what do you call him, a footman.
Oh, okay.
So his feeling was that he wasn't that much, right? They were part of the service industry in that family. So his kid, my grandfather, said, "F that, I'm going to the U.S." Right?
Yep.
So not all immigrants are different color.
Right.
They are just as valuable, however. Right? I mean, I'm not articulating as well. I knew I wouldn't. But
you've done a good job. It sounds like you're telling one of the episodes of Downton Abbey. So that's what it sounds like to me. It happened all the time.
That's all I wanted to do.
All right, thanks, Catherine.
I love a good Downton Abbey reference.
Okay. I was forced to watch that, so now I know about it. But I really enjoyed it.
So did I.
Yeah.
Did you see the movies?
I
saw the first
movies
one
too.
Did I
not
see
the
this?
last one. I don't think I saw the last one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I bet. How could you follow up, Catherine? CJ.
Oh, I bet CJ was a big Downton Abbey fan, too.
Yeah, I bet he was. Yeah.
Good morning, CJ.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you today?
Good. I'm having a great day knowing that the tariffs are a tax, and you guys went along with that like nothing happened.
Well, bringing $20 trillion to America is a good thing.
No, they didn't bring it to. No, it's your money.
You gotta stop whining.
It's your money. It was the Supreme Court just confirmed that all of that money that he brags about bringing into this country on tariffs is actually our tax dollars. You do know that. The Supreme Court argued it yesterday.
Well, your side argued that.
No. The Supreme Court justices did. Well, we'll get it. But I want you to listen because we have Jim Santel coming in, and I've got clips from the justices, their own comments. Okay, so check it out. All right.
No, I can't wait to the decision on that. But I think bringing companies back to America is a good thing. Hey, did you hear it's 27 degrees out? Brittany Merlot said, "Oh my gosh, I got to go to Florida." But they actually elected a socialist for mayor of New York.
Sure.
Do you know what
Democratic
the socialist platform is, gentlemen?
No, what is that?
Okay, well, here's the Democrat Socialists of America's platform. Abolish mandatory minimums and cash bail. Establish universal rent control. Greatly reduce U.S. military budget, amnesty for all immigrants, full voting rights for non-citizens, national popular vote for president. How do you like that? That means your vote won't matter squat.
No, it actually does matter because I disagree with a few of those points. But anyway, we don't want foreigners, electing politicians in this country. Okay, right. I mean that's just, All right, I don't know about where you got those talking points for the Socialist Party of America, but that's fine. It's democratic socialism,
socialism,
not just pure socialism.
Yeah.
All right,
and coming in as a new mayor, he's got a lot of ideas.
He does,
and a lot of them are great. A lot of them are not going to get passed right away, or even in a year or two. It takes time.
Remember, it's like a two-party system, right?
Yes.
I mean, the megas came in, and they're doing whatever they want, and they're shoving their agenda down our throats.
Right.
When the Democrats come in, they take into consideration both parties.
Right. They're doing it for everybody.
Yeah. In fact, that's what Biden did with all these programs that are creating so many jobs across the country. Now, let's get into something where the oligarchs want to take control of everything. All right? And this is... I keep reporting these things, and I'm scaring the daylights out of myself, and I think everybody listening.
Well, what are you talking about?
The leader of the secretive organization, the Rockbridge Network, Chris Buzzkirk, put tech elites at the center of power in Trump's Washington. Now, he's responsible for helping with that.
What's this called?
The Rockbridge Network. His theory is an aristocracy is needed to move the country forward. The Rockbridge Network aims to go beyond Trump with no websites and no public face entity. Nothing. It has assembled pollsters, data crunchers, online advertisers, and even a documentary film arm. Wow. And
you gotta have that.
It's gearing up for the midterms and the 28 presidential election, pushing Vance as the nominee because Vance is all part of this oligarch organization. Chris Buskirk co-founded 1789 Capital, a firm they call Patriotic Capitalism, with Trump Jr. as a partner. Well, what is that? A coincidence?
Cool. See? Yeah.
The pair launched executive branch, a $500,000 a head membership club for Trump-supporting business leaders. Buskirk is credited with recognizing that billionaires will no longer feel at home in the Democratic Party. Well, no kidding. And he was right on that one. Buskirk is ushering in the next chapter of American exceptionalism with companies tied to anti-woke politics, Trump's agenda that include building AI factories for war. All right? This is their agenda. I'm just, this is an article I picked up someplace. Let's see here. He owns a media company, Last Country Incorporated. They have an entertainment arm, and it's founded by Tucker Carlson.
Oh, good.
Get this. He also Buskirk owns Grab-A-Gun, an online gun marketplace.
Grab-A-Gun.
Yes. Enhanced Games, which allows athletes to take performance-enhancing drugs, and a startup making AI factories for defense. The bottom line, Buskirk wants to shape the country's future government with a lasting political power of oligarchs. That is the
plan,
whole idea. That's the plan. But they this isn't just some outside group. These guys have ties to the administration. They put in place all of these oligarchs that are in there now, and they're part of it, and this is their network. They think they can do a better job in controlling the populace, us. They think they can help us more than anything. And I'll tell you what, if what's happening now is help, I can't imagine what it'd be like when they're in complete power. My
So
God.
it's a secret organization, but now we know about it, and we can keep an eye on it. And they've got J.D. Vance and Don Jr. in their
It's secretive
corner.
in the way that they're not going to get out there and be in the public eye.
Yeah.
So they're going to work in the background.
Great.
But it is a known entity, the Rockbridge Network. Watch out for it.
Okay, we got a couple of minutes
All
here.
right,
let's go back to the
Charles.
phones. Charles is on the line. Good morning, Charles.
Hey, good morning, John and Gordy. I swear these people talk out of both sides of their mouths. What is it? Are immigrants already voting and they're not supposed to be voting? Or is that part of the new platform since Mondami won? Which one is it, CJ? He comes up with something every single day. He comes up with all of these numbers, and Maggie Dawn had to get on them yesterday because he started talking about a bunch of numbers. And where's your proof?
Yeah.
Where can I go and look this information up outside of you just screaming it every day?
That's true, yeah.
Immigrants, they're either voting or they're not voting. Which one is it?
That's right. And obviously we can't have immigrants just coming into the country and voting. We just can't do it. So that doesn't make any sense at all. And again, it is democratic socialist. It is not just socialist. I mean, there are differences in all of this stuff.
Well, and as you brought up yesterday, Milwaukee's had democratic
a socialist mayor.
mayors.
Yeah, and they've done fantastic work that has actually created policy all across the country.
Coming up in about 15 minutes, we'll check in with Jim Santel, former U.S. Attorney at Law, and find out about those Supreme Court discussions and what's ahead in that arena. Coming back with more of John and Gordy on a Thursday. WMDX.
News that thinks, talk that matters.
When it comes to my lifestyle and diet, I don't always make the smartest choices.
Touchdown! Woo!
Hey, how about another round and some more chips?
But when it comes to taking care of my liver, I do make one very smart choice. Active Liver Tablets from New Nordic. I used to have real issues with my liver, and at my last checkup, my doc was concerned about my numbers. But since adding a once-a-day Active Liver Tablet, my gut's better, I feel great, and my doctor's happy. I ask a lot of my liver, so the least I can do to say thanks is a daily dose of Active Liver.
We ask a lot of our liver, so give it the support it deserves with an easy daily detox from Active Liver. Made with natural ingredients like turmeric, milk thistle, and globe artichoke, Active Liver helps cleanse and protect your liver so you feel less bloated and more energized. Find Active Liver online at Amazon, Vitacost.com, or iHerb.com. Or pick it up today at CVS, Meijer Grocery, or ShopRite. When your liver is happy, your body is happy. Enjoy life to the fullest with Active Liver.
We question everything, celebrate diversity, and have never met a food festival we didn't love. Madison isn't just where we broadcast from, it's who we are. 92.7 WMDX reflects the curiosity, passion, and slightly rebellious spirit that makes this city extraordinary. This is your voice, Madison. 92.7 WMDX.
This portion of John and Gordy in the Morning is brought to you by Madison Hearing Aid Center. If you're having trouble with your hearing, do something about it. Talk with the good folks at Madison Hearing Aid Center. They're at 4706 Cottage Grove Road. Call them and make an appointment at 608-249-4077. You can take an initial hearing test online at MadisonHearingAidCenter.com. Don't let your hearing loss frustrate you anymore. They help John and Gordy hear better, and they can help you too. Madison Hearing Aid Center.
Teachers are diverse, skilled leaders, innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Teaching shapes lives. Are you ready? Explore teaching at teach.org, supported by the U.S. Department of Education and 1 million teachers of color.
WMDX 92.7. It's John and Gordy, the Resistance, and Dom at the controls.
It is 7:23. Weather today looks pretty nice, but it's cold this morning. 29 degrees, highs in the mid-50s. Want to remind you, you can sign up for the WMDX newsletter. It's easy to do. Just go to WMDXradio.com. That's WMDXradio.com. And sign up for the newsletter. It comes out once a week on Thursdays today. So
all right.
Sign up.
Sounds good. And on the subject of billionaires taking over our country thinking they can do it better, which it isn't working out right now. You've heard of Palantir, right? I mean, they're the
what is that?
They're the software. That is actually taking all this data and stealing all this data from us and surveilling the U.S. community, okay?
They have everything.
Actually, not just U.S., they're in other countries too. Palantir doing their thing, storing data on everyone that is in their countries. But anyway, this is a quote. I just love this stuff. At Palantir, we are on the side of the average American. Okay, I'm glad they came out with that. That is, by the way, a quote from Alex Karp. He's the guy behind Palantir. He's a crazy guy, too. He looks a little like Art Garfunkel, or Frankenstein from the movie, the original movie, where his hair is all frizzy. The guy,
what's his name?
Alex Karp. He's the guy who rakes in billions of taxpayer dollars, by the way, to help ICE raid homes, build AI for the Pentagon, and enable predictive policing for cops.
Okay.
This is the crazy stuff. Anyway, I want to move on to this. I think what
I'm looking at a picture.
Yeah, that's him, right?
Again, go to a barber. Come on, look in the mirror.
He doesn't have to.
Okay.
He's super powerful now. All right. Anyway,
18 billion.
I thought this was kind of interesting too. ICE officials testified in a court that they believe it's okay to arrest people for their political opinions, and that they have orders for the officers to arrest people for their speech. And that was revealed in a court.
What?
Yeah, actually. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Maybe we should ask Jim Santel about that one.
Right?
That came out not too well. All right, now let's get to something I was going to ask Dr. Tim Slecker from Busted Pencils about, but this is amazing stuff. David Oshinsky, a Pulitzer Prize-winning historian, self-proclaimed anti-communist, an expert on Senator Joseph McCarthy's far-reaching campaign in the 50s to root out alleged communists from American institutions. He says, he talked to the Orlando Sentinel about a proposed anti-communist history standard in Florida. This will be in the schools, okay? Under the standards in Florida, which they want to put in place, and it'll be voted on, by the way, next week. Students would be required to learn that McCarthyism was an unfair term used to slander all anti-communist efforts.
Okay, really?
I'm not kidding.
Unfair?
Yes.
Okay.
And what David Oshinsky said to the newspaper was, if McCarthyism isn't a pejorative, what exactly is? What are we talking about here? Are we going to have people in the classroom saying that he was right? See, this is the kind of crazy stuff that's going on in school. I know. Oh, okay. And this is kind of a fun story. According to the Times Now, if passed, House Bill 469 won't recognize your digital partner as a person and won't recognize the marriage either. The U.S. is a country that legally recognizes corporations as persons with the right of free speech, including the right to make unrestricted political donations, right? Okay. So shouldn't human AI wedding vows also be protected as free speech?
What?
Now, these are bills that are going in other states across the country right now. So it's not just, House Bill 416. I can't remember what state that's in, Utah maybe, or something like that. But they're working on trying to make AI or robots unavailable for human I don't know. I don't know.
You can't claim them
or something. You can't claim that
on your taxes or anything.
Yeah,
like
you can't get married to it.
Get married to a robot.
But there's more. In Utah and signed in 2024, it prohibits legal personhood in AI, inanimate objects,
right?
Bodies of water. Who tried that? Real property like your house. Get this, atmospheric gases. You certainly don't want personhood for atmospheric gases, astronomical objects, weather, plants, non-human animals, and any other member of a taxonomic domain that is not a human being.
Who came up with it?
This is a law in Utah that they passed last year. Yeah. So you can't make personhood out of AI, inanimate objects, bodies of water, atmospheric gases.
They don't have a lot to do in Utah, apparently. I mean, they come up with stuff like this.
They're looking for ways to create relationships there.
Okay. Wow. All right. It's 29 past the hour.
Imagine the social scene in Utah.
The Mormons and everything. Okay. Anyway. Right around the corner, we've got the Midwest Food and Farm Report, and then Jim Santel, former U.S. Attorney from Amicus, a law review, will join us. We're going to talk about the Supreme Court and what's ahead there. Coming up next on WMDX.
I am the modern man. Secret, secret, I've got a secret. Who hides behind a mask. Secret, secret, I've got a secret. So no one else can see.
In Utah, you could not marry two robots, Catherine says.
Hello, Jim.
Tom, how are you this morning?
Good.
Doing
good.
pretty good.
Morning, Jim.
Pretty good.
Good to be with you once again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also do the fun stuff from Supreme Court yesterday, including references to pastry along the way and donut holes. Know about this?
Oh yeah. Definitely. No,
Yeah,
I
we
didn't
can do
really.
that.
Yesterday was Donut Day.
Donut, right.
So,
John, you know that John Mulaney, the comedian, was in the audience for the oral argument yesterday. He's he's a friend of Neil Katyal, and they're putting together a West Wing type program, and so he was there watching. So John Mulaney was there.
That's interesting. Neil Katyal, yeah, he was one of the people there, right?
Right,
doing the arguments.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you play it, but it's one of the problems of accepting things. Did you hear John Sauer and his speech pattern? I coach a mock trial team, and I was playing some of it yesterday for them. This is exactly how you don't do advocacy. Did you hear him going 17 million miles an hour? Nobody could. I mean, 2 points. The justice had to say, slow down. You're speaking too quickly.
Really?
It was stunning. It was just from the very start, he was going a million. I almost thought, are you, I won't say this on the air, of course, but are you on something, John? Or what's the, it was just over the top.
That's right.
You can say that on the air.
Yeah, you can say that. I have clips from Lawrence O'Donnell last night. It's not that long, and it's the justice is making the comments. I wanted more of them, but I couldn't get them. I had my recorder on pause, and I thought it was recording.
Oh,
and I had all these cuts. I said, "Oh man, this is like just." It worked. Ari Berman.
You couldn't
played them all.
You couldn't rewind.
You're
No.
talking about from the
live stuff.
No, I could rewind on TV, but I can't rewind on Sirius.
Oh,
that's where I recorded.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, it was I could get it now because it's on replay on Sirius. But anyway, I have cuts for you, and I have Trump saying, I'm going to have to give back trillions.
Yes. Here's the one-word answer to the president. Yes. I always think this is a little more serious, and I will say this on the air too. Imagine you're a foreign finance minister. Name your country, Venezuela, Brazil, and you're negotiating with the White House or the president about tariffs on your country, and you learn hours earlier that the highest court in the land of this person with whom you're negotiating has basically all but said, can't do this. This is illegal. What do you do knowing that you might now be involved in an enterprise, a negotiation that, according to the law of the land of the country from this president, is almost certainly illegal? What is your position this morning, Thursday morning? What do you do?
This is a total debacle.
It is
something
absolutely.
You can't. Yeah, he just thought he'd ad lib and do something that affects the entire nation. And this is, I don't even know how this is going to work out. I really don't.
Dom, is Jim's mic up all the way? Is he good? You got to turn the right way.
There you go. Right, is that better? Okay,
yeah, that's better.
Yeah,
perfect.
I didn't think you wanted to. I didn't think you really wanted to hear me. I just
that's on the Maggie Dawn show.
That's
I'm sorry.
Right. There you go. Oh yeah.
Oh my God. All right, we got about 10 seconds.
Okay.
We love Maggie.
Yeah.
Right.
Got us wrong.
WMDX 92.7, John and Gordy, and Dom at the controls.
Mm-hmm. Weather for today looks just fine. Highs in the mid-50s, but it's a cold start. Downtown Madison, 29 degrees, and seeing some sunshine mixed in with the clouds here on State Street. Time for us to welcome in, as we do every Thursday, Jim Santel, former U.S. Attorney at Law and host of Amicus, a law review, which you can hear on Saturdays from 9 to 11 on the Civic Media Radio Network. Good morning, Jim.
John Gordy, good to be with you as always. I'm told that I'm here to talk. Dom told me I'm here to talk about pastry, which came up during the oral argument yesterday. So I've got all the donut references you want. Everything.
Wait a minute. This came up with the Supreme Court. They were talking pastry.
It was donut day yesterday.
So one of the I'm sure going to lead with this. I know Dom's got this all ready to go.
Yes.
That you've got Brett Kavanaugh, who at some point is quizzing the people who are challenging the president's capacity to do all these tariffs, and Kavanaugh basically asks, well, the statute doesn't make sense if you don't permit the president to do everything you want. It's a little bit more articulate than that. And the Solicitor General of Oregon, who is opposed to these tariffs, says, it's not a donut hole, Mr. Justice. It's a different kind of pastry. And again, the attorney for us, frankly, the Solicitor General, he comes back in his very rapid speed reply down the road and also makes reference to pastry yesterday and the donut holes during the course of the oral argument. So I think it's going to turn on baking. I'm pretty sure the issue is going to turn on baking and sugar and flour, all those kinds of things. Looking forward to it.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds great. Great conversation. Of course, they had incredible conversations yesterday about the ability to create your own tariffs without the help of Congress.
Right.
and no one was on board. No one.
Right. So you've got that fundamental notion. It was James Madison, the Constitution, that said this is an Article I power. That means the Congress is responsible for doing things like taxes and excises and budgets and all those financial things. And the workaround, if you will, from the White House has been something called the International Emergency Economic Powers Act of 1977. I know you folks talk about this on the radio every single week.
We discuss it every time.
You know, the IEEPA. I know it's on your bumper sticker in your cars, that sort of thing.
Right?
Yeah. And my favorite acronym.
You know? Right.
But tell everybody else what that is.
Sure. So the IEEPA carves out a limited exception in times of, let's say it once again, emergency in our situation. Typically, for example, if France were to invade or those kinds of things where you've got to have the president act very, very quickly, can't wait for the Congress to get around to passing legislation. You can do it. And much of the argument turned on whether or not we really are an emergency. And as you said, it appears that this could very well be unanimous, could be a 7-2 decision. All the justices, at least in the oral argument, important to put an asterisk next to this, all of them were very hostile toward the president's position. And John Sauer, who is the Solicitor General, and really took after him about this notion. We have some concepts called the non-delegation doctrine, the major questions doctrine, got very heady about all those kinds of things. The upshot is just as you said, which is it appears from the takeaway of the nearly 3-hour argument yesterday. I mean, if they had not talked about pastry, they could have shut that down a little bit earlier, probably. But 3 hours of argument, it appears that they're set to say, at least on this theory, Mr. President, you can't do it. He does have some other capacities, and they talked about those as well. But this is the one he chose, the IEEPA, and absent the court saying, yes, indeed, we are in a national emergency with respect to trade deficits and even fentanyl coming in, all these things. The president says, I've got to act right now because the future of the nation is dependent upon it. They were not buying that. And of course, the lower courts, the 2 lower courts, experts in these areas, said exactly that. Long decisions, no basis here in which to do that. And we will see what they will do, not only in terms of their decision. About that, I should say, we have been surprised before. John Sauer, you may recall, you've heard his name before, when the president was arguing as a private citizen about whether or not he should be immune from prosecution, the things he had done in his first term in office. It was John Sauer who argued that presidents are indeed above the law. And everyone thought, well, that's ridiculous. And his arguments were crazy. Turns out John Sauer was successful in getting 6 of them to say, yes, indeed, that's the situation. So don't count this out yet. But all the tea leaves indicate that yesterday, the president had a very bad day in the United States Supreme Court.
I just want to bring up, while we're on the subject of pastries and donut holes, You can go shopping at Kohl's. They have joke items that you can pick up for Christmas.
Oh yeah, they have a great
Christmas
gift selection,
prank gifts.
Yeah,
and there is one called the donut hole holster. Jim, it's a little holster with 2 clips on it that hold your donut holes. It says here, and this is the selling point: snacks as close as your belt.
Okay.
It's for cake, glazed, powdered, jelly, and sprinkled. So there you go. It's very flexible donut hole holster that you can attach to your belt.
How nice.
And I think in that one sales item from Kohl's, again, not to endorse or denigrate at all, it codifies pretty much everything that's wrong with America today, right? And that one image, that one sales product. So many things we can talk about. 7 of them come to mind. Too much right now. My brain is overloading.
Okay. Well, I know. That was too much to take in. I've got a couple of clips here. Lawrence O'Donnell played a few of these clips from the justices, their comments. Let's listen to car 36 here. All right.
Donald Trump's lawyer could not refute one word of Neil Katyal's exquisite opening 4 sentences in his brilliant argument today.
Tariffs are taxes. They take dollars from Americans' pockets and deposit them in the U.S. Treasury. Our founders gave that taxing power to Congress alone. Yet here, the president bypassed Congress and imposed one of the largest tax increases in our lifetimes.
Not one word of that was disputed in any way before the Supreme Court today. Chief Justice Roberts said this about the Trump tariffs. Quote, the vehicle is imposition of taxes on Americans, and that has always been the core power of Congress.
I just don't understand this argument. It's not an article. It's a congressional power, not a presidential power to tax. And you want to say tariffs are not taxes, but that's exactly what they are. They're generating money from American citizens, revenue. And you say it's incidental to the regulatory purpose. But I don't see how a quota is equivalent to revenue raising. A quota sets a limit to what you can import in, but it doesn't generate revenue.
The word regulate words regulate importation. The word regulate has never been used. The Congress uses the term 1,499 times. We got about that number of hits when we looked at it. And maybe there's some double counting, but it is never used even once to impose taxes or revenue raising.
Could the president impose a 50% tariff on gas-powered cars and auto parts to deal with the unusual and extraordinary threat from abroad of climate change?
It's very likely that could be done. Very likely.
I think that has to be the logic of your view.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
What we're forgetting here is a very fundamental point, which is the Constitution is structured so that if I'm going to be asked to pay for something as a citizen, that it's through a bill that is generated through Congress and the president has the power to veto it or not. But I'm not going to be taxed unless both houses, the executive and the legislature, have made that choice, correct? That's exactly right.
There you go.
There it is. And you heard there a number of, you heard Elena Kagan there at the end. You heard a little bit of Neil Gorsuch. And you heard John Sauer there. He was right in the middle of that. For once speaking at a non-breakneck speed during the course of the oral argument. And they basically, this was the principal focus of it, virtually all of them saying, this is the taxing authority. This is not, what John Sauer was advocating was, well, this is really something else. And this is, he came up with this concept that this is foreign facing, that because it's foreign facing, that's within the chief executive's power with respect to foreign affairs. And therefore, it is within the president's power to do this. They were not buying that at all. I'm continuing to come back to this notion. No, this is a tax. And again, if they stick to that, which again, they have not always in the past, but maybe they will this time, it appears the president's tariffs, at least on this basis, are sunk.
Well, I've got a comment from Trump, and we've got to listen to this. This is cut 37.
All right.
So
here we go.
Let's check it out. This is amazing.
We've been successful because of the tariffs. It's given us a great power to negotiate with other countries that took advantage of us. Tremendous power. Also, it's brought in trillions of dollars into our country. We have a big case brought by foreign governments because the foreign governments have been ripping us off for years, and it's now in the Supreme Court. That case is really important to win because it's made us a rich country. It's made us a rich country.
Wow.
Because I don't want to call it retribution, but we've been ripped off.
Trying to rebalance.
We've been ripped off for years by countries and by having presidents that were not smart in a business sense. I'm not saying they were good politicians, but they were stupid businessmen. They allowed the world to rip us off. If we don't, that Supreme Court case is so important. And frankly, this economy, if we win the tariff case, which we should on the legal merits, but on common sense merit, we would have to give back trillions of dollars
to these countries.
What Can you imagine?
All those deals
we would have to give back trillions and trillions of dollars because we got it because of tariffs.
We're going to go broke, Jim.
Absolutely.
We are going to have to refund a lot of money.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people in the West Wing, the Treasury Department, spending all their days, nights, weekends figuring out how to get all this money back to other countries. The one thing he said that's true in that clip is that, yes, indeed, there's a consequence here. It's a small, putting aside his voodoo economics, which we've talked about in the past. You know, I wish my president at some point would even just listen to somebody out there. This is a lawsuit that is not brought. This is not France and Venezuela. They are not the plaintiffs. This is a toy company in America. These are manufacturers of goods and services here in the United States, Mr. President, who benefit from economics here, not overseas. So again, the lies continue even inside this crazy rant from the president.
Yep. And a lot they're arguing it's taxation without representation.
Right.
You know, it's just putting it in place and we're paying it. And a lot of people believe that it's coming from overseas and it's not a tax on them. It's just stunning. And we've been saying this all along, but no one's listened.
Right. The failure of, again, not only this president, but of an awful lot of folks out there to understand what this is about. Can we not at least agree on the facts? We can have differences of economic opinion about whether this is wise or not. Let's have that debate. It should come down the same way. But this notion that you rely once again upon, I'll use the word once again, the L word, the lies that the president tells about all of this, big, small, and in between.
Okay. Yeah. All right, we're going to get to more of what the Supreme Court was talking about yesterday. We've got a couple other cases we'll discuss here with former U.S. Attorney Jim Santel when we return on John and Gordy, WMDX.
Crescent lights, the white blue sky, freedom's flame, she holds July. People wonder why she's closed the gates, are those are seeking.
Did you get your clock back?
Yep, my clock is back now, so it's good. Finally, right?
Oh, really?
Finally.
You got it?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I came back in this morning and it was there.
Well, they fixed it.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a backup battery or something.
Yeah,
that
and
was
I remember
going
the internet went out 2 days ago or something. I think that could be the issue as well.
All right.
So do you go right up to 4900?
Exactly, right up there.
What's the thing that you have to hit every segment? Like a 5-second delay or something? Or?
Not anymore.
You don't have to do anything?
I don't have to do that. It got fixed. It wasn't our wrongdoing. So.
Okay. All right. You want to talk about the Comey case? Judge attacks government prosecutors in the Comey case for not turning over required pretrial discovery.
Right. It's a judge says, so what are we doing, government? Indict first and investigate later? Right.
So,
are you familiar? What?
Well, I'm just wondering, isn't there another case where, does Comey want this to come? Who wants to take it to trial? That's the former prosecutor guy. Jim
Smith.
Jack Smith.
Jack Smith.
Yeah. You think that's his real name, by the way?
I first heard it. Right.
But yeah, he wants
it to go to trial.
He wants everything
so he can bring out all this information about Trump.
Sure. Right. And he's asking Congress, go ahead, subpoena me. I'll be happy to come in and explain all this. Give me a forum to describe all the things that would have been in my opening statement in these trials.
Let's get into that. Let's get into that. Great. And do you know about the case in Chicago? The judge was really just completely upset about what was going on at the ICE detention center.
Absolutely right. This is Sarah Ellis, and again, her disputes with the Border Patrol fellow Bovino, and sure, we can chat about.
Let's talk about that.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a good one. We'll lead with that.
So Dom doesn't want to talk about John Mulaney, huh? Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Right.
I just want to talk about donuts, National Donut Day. I'm getting hungry,
The donut hole holster, I think, is something that you should have.
I know, or I would buy it. Jim, I might buy you a pair if you want.
Right,
if you want
I think Sage should buy all of us donut hole holsters.
Everyone,
is he there? Can he hear me right now?
No,
he's not in.
I'll give him the news
I don't know.
though.
Can they hear our discussion on YouTube? Here?
Right.
No, his office. I can see his office from here, and it's.
I would advise against the powdered donut hole.
That would be messy.
Right. I would think the blackberry jelly donut would be problematic if you're.
See, I'm just getting more and more. Okay, we got 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
You have to be careful.
Breaking rocks in a hot sun. I fought for law and a law won. I fought for law and a law won. I needed money 'cause I had none. I fought for law and a law won. I fought for law and a law won.
Well, this time maybe the law will win. It's John and Gordy in the morning, and Dom is playing the music for us.
Mm-hmm. Back with Jim Santel here tomorrow. I want to remind you tomorrow it'll be Rocker in the studio with a Max Inc. preview because it's Friday. Also, we'll check in with Savannah Tomei Olson on news of the week, and Pam Yankee will be with us from the Farm Report, talking about agricultural issues. We're back with Jim Santel now. And
yesterday we
a couple other cases.
We played a cut from a reporter down in Chicago who was reporting on the abuses going on in an ICE detention center. I am trying to think of the town.
Is it Broadview?
Broadview.
Yes. Broadview.
Right.
I think?
Yes, exactly. And judge is now looking at that case. The lawsuit went to this judge, and the judge was absolutely appalled. Could you tell us a little bit about that, Jim?
Sure. This has been going on for a while now. This is a district court judge named Sarah Ellis, whose name you may recall because she's been monitoring this for a number of weeks. And she was the one who very notoriously, famously, because of the ways in which things that she was seeing. And again, be clear, all listeners, that this is not a judge whose knee-jerk reaction. She is hearing evidence. She's seeing videotapes being presented by people who are concerned about what's going on in the streets of Chicago. And she is saying, you know what, this is not America, this is not how law enforcement should work. She was the one who said, along with the governor, among others, can we have a suspension of tear gas on Halloween so we're not gassing the 7-year-olds as they're going out trick-or-treating, which may or may not have been followed, which also is the subject now of more analysis here. And so we've got this Border Patrol fellow who is brought in again from the Border Patrol. He is not ICE, but he is plainly allied with ICE, and he has basically been brought in to supervise all of these operations. The judge said, because I'm so concerned about you're violating my orders about tear gas and about body cameras, you're not wearing those, all kinds of things that she had ordered. She had ordered him to come in, get this, every single night at 6 o'clock to appear in front of her and report on what you have done during the day. Here's a little tip for you. If a federal judge asks you to come in and report what you've done every day at 6 o'clock, you're doing something wrong, probably, right? So in the end, the Seventh Circuit said that's a little bit too much. But she is continuing to monitor this, and all the reporting you made reference to just now is about the continuing problems of a federal judge saying, you have to behave this way. Can you do your job? Absolutely, you can do your job. Law enforcement, right. If there are people who are violating the basic safety and security, you can arrest them and charge them. This is not an insurrection. This is not a rebellion, as we've said in other contexts. But she also said, with respect to basic management of the issue at the detention center, other places, You can't simply be arresting people because they're exercising their First Amendment rights. You got to do things in the ways that American law enforcement has done for decades, if not longer. She's trying to enforce those basic standards. And again, the question is this government, is our government, with the approval of the White House, saying, no, we're not going to do that, Judge? And that's the constitutional crisis on the streets of Chicago that we're seeing around the country.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. It's exhausting.
Heavy sigh, right?
Exactly. No, it's just exhausting. It's really, there's so many things in the courts now that, it's hard to cover everything.
Now, you had one other case, Jim, talking about a judge that told the White House it has to provide ASL, American Sign Language, deaf interpretation in all public briefings. They haven't been doing that, apparently.
And apparently we've had prior administrations that have done that. And again, it's standard practice when I give speeches, other things. We always have somebody, an ASL interpreter, who's there to ensure that under the Americans with Disabilities Act, people who are deaf or hard of hearing have access to what is being said. Can you imagine a more important forum on the face of the planet, candidly, certainly in America, other than the press room at the White House, right? And so not only for reporters who are there, but also for people who quite literally cannot hear the broadcasts as they're being presented. That's just standard practice. And so we've got a group that goes in and says we need to endorse the notion of ADA accessibility. The judge says, yes, indeed. It comes with a modest cost for ASL interpreters, but they're wonderful people who do these tremendous jobs to ensure that we all have access to communication. I've been to theater here in Wisconsin and Madison, other places, where, again, deaf actors and deaf patrons, and you've got ASL interpreters there, American Players Theater. I'll give a plug for them. Spring Green. They do this routinely. The White House needs to do it as well. And thank goodness a federal district court judge said, yes, Caroline Leavitt, you need to do this. Make it happen.
And then we have another case where Jack Smith would love to be testifying, telling his story.
Former prosecutor.
We have not heard anything about this. Fill us in on it.
Sure. So what happens, as we recall, my view, a little bit prematurely, the former Department of Justice dismisses the insurrection case right before Donald Trump is inaugurated. The documents case also goes away. And of course, we got no resolution of either one of those major federal cases, criminal cases against the now president. And so people are saying, across the boards, well, gee, what is the resolution of this? One option would be, let's call Jack Smith in, have him testify in front of Congress and tell us about what he was found. That has some peril to it. Jack Smith would be more than happy to come in and tell you what his opening statement and closing argument would have been in those trials of Donald Trump.
Oh, I'd love to hear that.
Wouldn't that be something? Yeah.
That would be an explosive testimony. Absolutely.
Right. Well, Jim, we got to wrap it up there, but folks, you can listen to Jim Santel with Amicus, a law review, every Saturday morning on the Civic Media Radio Network from 9 to 11 a.m. Always a pleasure to have you here on Thursday mornings, Jim.
We'll make sure to we'll make sure to get you some donuts.
The donut holster.
Yeah. Got to get that going. Thanks, Jim.
See you next week. Take care.
Okay. Yep.
Tomorrow we'll have Rocker in the studio with a MaxSync preview. Also, Savannah Tomei Olson and Pam Yankee will join us.
And we'll have just a stack of stories we have not had a chance to get to this week.
We're going to get all caught up, yes. Stephanie Miller's next. Have a great day. So long.
As we were saying,
let the sun shine.
It's the John and Gordy Show.
All right.
Gentlemen, take care. Always a delight.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah. All right, Jim. Thanks.
Always fun.
It's nice to have you on the air every once in a while, I mean, the other day I was listening to Maggie and you were the guest and I kept listening and listening and listening.